All right. So it's been a while, and I'm just seeing the audio desync, which I forgot to adjust for. But how's everyone doing? All right. A few things have changed, for sure. Uh, Lots of things have changed. That's why it's been 2 weeks. I ran out of LN2, and I took the opportunity to um, change a lot of things about the streaming setup. Got a few new cameras. Oh, rig is wrong. Yeah, this is the most unprepared stream in a little while, but hopefully you'll forgive me. So I actually have the 9700K on the test bench right now, but that's just a filler. Well, there's two reasons. Yeah, no, not X99 iGPU. It's 9700K White Shark. So we've got an Apex 10. Just updating it, and we're cooling with chiller. And the bench is gonna be 01. All right, hopefully that's makes more sense now. Hey, unsolicited. So I've gotten a new face cam, and I've not done much to it yet. It's certainly the audio desync is a bit annoying, but I'll try and figure that out. But yeah, it's much better than what I used to have. Let's go back here. So yeah, so why am I benching iGPU? Well, because it's easy. My streaming rig has changed as well. So I'm on Threadripper now. I've got the 12 core in there. Yeah, it's just stream rig, isn't it? So this is the streaming rig. Many pieces are not connected yet. Many pieces are not set up optimal yet. But there's a ton of new stuff. So I've got a couple of mirrorlesses. Mirrorlesses, that's a weird way of pluralizing that. Mirrorless cameras. I'm eventually gonna use a macro lens as well. So if I'm ever doing any kind of soldering or something, I've already tested it, and it works really really well. Uh, or even just like inspecting PCBs and stuff like that, because previously I wouldn't use the face cam at all for anything really, except just having it in the corner of the stream, because it just wasn't good enough quality. Now my lighting and stuff is still pretty average, obviously, but I'm just um, testing it today basically. But now that I'll have better cameras for the non capture card aspects of my stream, I'll also go and look at like PCBs and stuff sometimes. Almost as cool as pile driver. Okay, not sure what that is a reference to, but yeah. So go check this out. I mean, um, I've got a beater old. So I obviously can't show you my face cam, but I've got a beater of an old Panasonic GH2. That'll be my second like best cam basically. And I can like attach macro lens to that and stuff. And then I've got a G7 for my main cam. And uh, yeah, I'm also down one monitor, so I'm sort of fiddling around a bit. Apologies for that. And then I still have two backup cams. Well, I actually have three, but I didn't bother to put in the fifth cam in there because I'm struggling to think of ways in which I could use a fifth cam. So I suppose I could go pretty crazy. I mean, I could have a rig cam, a face cam, a macro cam, a whole room like angle cam, and maybe like a temp cam or a pros cam. But that's a lot of cameras. I don't know if I will ever go to the trouble of that. But yeah, oh, there's my tripod too. I don't know if you can even still buy that. That's many, many years old. And my let's skip down to the actual components. So case is still the same. Still got my Vega Nano in there, but it's no longer running in 1x mode. So previously, because I had a crappy M80X motherboard, I had to throw the Vega Nano into a 1x slot that was drilled out at the back. I keep talking about this, but I just found it pretty funny. 3 quad G30 38 34 G34, isn't that an Opteron socket? So now Vega Nano with the magic of Threadripper is in a full PCIe 3.0 16x slot, even though I don't expect to use it for much. And this cooler is insane. This I wonder if I can get a better pick of it up, because it's a 1400 millimeter fan, so it's quite impressive how big it is. If only somebody had a pic of like it next to a banana or their hand or something. Ugh. Google image results are never good, really. You never find what you want. But I think you can kind of get a perspective here. So this is on an M80X board. I mean, it's absolutely massive. So it actually almost, I had to like jig around my internal cards a little bit, because it almost took away my top PCIe slot. So again, I'd love to show you this on stream sometime, but it's kind of hard when it's the rig that's being used to stream. But we've got 3 full length slots. So what I just like to say is, when this board came out, everybody was talking about how Tai Chi are smoking something, and that there's no use case for M80X Threadripper. Granted, I mean, I'm a bit weird in the sense that I just have Threadripper chips lying around, but there's definitely a use case for me. So yeah, I want an M80X rig that goes under my table, and I still want all the PCIe lanes, I still want all the cores, and I'm happy with this. So now I have M.2, as many as I want. I don't only need one, but there's 3 slots right here at the moment. You've got 4 RAM slots, plenty of cores, and the 3 full length 16x slots. But actually they're already full now. I'm not using my third capture card. I basically have, well, I have a video card and 2 capture cards, and then I have a cam link as well, which goes in via USB. But the idea would be to use a secondary capture card for the second camera, if that makes any sense. D15, I mean, it's compatible. It's definitely compatible. It's just tight. But actually the cooler you can kind of shimmy it up a little bit. So it has kind of like a couple of different holes. So the mounting can actually be offset a little bit from the cooler to give you a little bit more PCI Express clearance. And I'll show you, just out of curiosity, I don't know what the I actually don't know what the pricing is like in other regions, but in Australia it really doesn't make any sense unless you're going for like a tiny build. But TR4, this is the smallest board for TR4, so I don't really know why anybody would want to go with the 92 millimeters. So there's let's just filter down to Noctua. There's three different sizes of this cooler. There's price, of course. Yeah, so the 92, it's 120 and 140. And my chat's not showing, is it? Okay, ignore for a second. Maybe that made it better. Okay, so there's a 92, there's a 120, and there's a 140. And the price difference, this is in Australian dollars, so this is basically in euro. It's sort of roughly like a €2 difference between 92 and 120. So I really don't get why anybody would go with 92. And then like another like €2 difference between the 120 and 140. So I obviously got the 140. I don't really care about quietness too much because I always have a chiller running and stuff anyway, so my setup is never that quiet. But yeah, yeah, let's catch up on chat a little bit. Bifurcate the lanes, yeah. No, I mean, I just have a single M.2 that I record onto, but even that is probably overkill. Okay, apologies that there's no actual overclocking yet on the stream, but I thought I'd just update a little bit. So here's my cameras, my lenses. I don't know how much you guys are into those kind of things, but tripod obviously, which I need for my rig cam. I will get more like lighting and tripods and things. I do want to mount some stuff above my monitors, so I don't have to like rely just on a desk light. Yeah, so where's my... Oh, this is a little bit mixed up. Okay, here's capture card 1, here's capture card 2. So one of them is 4K, which I'm not really using at the moment. I've got speakers in the system now too, and I'm thinking of running some copyright-free stuff in the background. I think sometimes when I have a long stream and I sort of, it's not that I run out of things to talk about, but I just sort of like my voice wears out or something. I'd like to have some sort of sound on the stream anyway. Yeah. So, and it's just cool to have in your benching room anyway, just to have proper speakers. When I'm just benching on my own, not on stream, I very often am just like listening to music or watching to YouTube, and I was always just using my laptop speakers for that, and now I have actual proper like studio speakers. My audio interface, my microphone. Sound wise, I really don't think I can improve very much. Where even though I have sort of thought about the idea of getting another mic, and when I'm doing LM2 overclocking, mounting the microphone next to the pot so I can like go into a break and just have a close-up view of the pot bubbling with the sound from it and stuff. But I still don't really know if that's worth it. But maybe at Country Cup the second mic will actually be useful because I might do like a dual stream with Bilko. So what else have we got here? So yeah, obviously a tripod for face cam, but it doesn't raise the cam up high enough. I might have to think of some sort of a solution there. It's good for like just having the cam safely secured, but it just doesn't seem to go high enough. What else have we got? Yeah, Elgato Stream Deck. If anyone is thinking of streaming, I can highly recommend Stream Deck. It's just like a macro keypad with customizable illuminated buttons. Oh, and actually, it's got the regular Tai Chi in here. Let's see if I can fix that. If I remember how to change. Oh, I'm not even logged in. Okay, never mind. All right, just imagine it had only 3 PCIe slots instead of 5. And I've got the 12 core in there. But that's purely because I want to bench the 16 core soon, and I really don't enjoy putting together and like taking apart my streaming rig. As much as I like benching on a bench table, I don't like to mess around with daily. I absolutely, and it was nearly pulling my hair out the other day because I was trying to find PCIe power adapters to be able to power my Vega Nano in the case. I couldn't find them. I probably have about 30 of them, but I just couldn't find them. Whereas, yeah, I don't know. I just don't like cable management or anything like that. Anything to do with daily OC, I'm sort of allergic to. I mean, I give hints to people on the stream because I like being helpful, but it's really not my cup of tea. Otherwise, daily OC, I just find it a bit boring. Like my streaming rig previously, I can show you my previous setup actually. So here we go. Server PSU. This is now retired. Okay. I can probably still improve my autofocus settings, but yeah, literally just a stock cooler. A really nice 2700X stock cooler, but just a stock cooler, and an Asus Prime motherboard with an 1800X in it. An 1800X, like literally the best first gen Ryzen chip in the world that's ever been benched on LN2. So that will go into my bag of golden chips now. And just the most generic nondescript RAM. It's like Avexir or something. Yeah, it doesn't even have a heat spread on it. Yeah, I work a lot on my hardware bot. But as you can see here, this was my problematic was only one 16x slot, and actually these slots, these 1x slots, I drilled out the back of this one. You probably can't see that. So that's where my GPU was. And then my capture card had to go in the top because Ryzen has an issue, or actually Elgato cards have an issue with Ryzen. They have to be in 8x or above slots, I think. And you have to get some sort of a firmware update and stuff. And then with spacing and everything, I just ran out of space basically. And I've added this board is famous for having basically bare MOSFETs or bare what is it called again? VRM. So I glued on some heat sinks here and over here, which is hidden by the cooler. So the other thing is there's only a single M.2 slot on here, which is here, and on the appropriate like screw hole for my M.2, I broke a screw in it. So I had to always tape down my M.2 because that was my only M.2 slot. So yeah, as much as I hate spending money on non-benching gear, I thought I would spend $100 on a TR4 cooler because I had all the other components. I just needed an air cooler. I'm not running custom water on a streaming rig. Fuck that. So yeah, that's retired now. I'll sell the board. I'll probably get $50 for it. I'm probably just going to return the RAM to Bilco the way things are going. I wonder if anybody has any input on what's a good set of RAM to get, because I want to get quad channel RAM. Right now I have my two dual kits of Flare X in there, but I want to get a really cheap quad kit because those Flare X's are actually my benching quad kit. T15. Yeah. No, I mean, I just don't like spending money because my streaming rig was basically just components I had. My previous one, the 8900X one, was components I had lying around, and now I actually spend $100 on it. And I'll probably have to spend another like $50-$60 on another kit. And I'm wondering, RAM prices are cheap right now, so I'm wondering whether I should go 4x4, like E-die or whatever it is, or Micron, or I don't know, something completely garbage just to get quad channel, or if I should get two really low bin B-die kits. And yeah, that's what I'm struggling with at the well. That's what I'm thinking about at the moment. It's fine because I don't need that RAM out of the system, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, while we're on show and tell, let me show you some other stuff. This, who can tell you what? Tell me what this is. CJR. But the thing is, is there actually a lot of CJR available? Like, I want to buy used. I don't want to buy a new kit. I don't care about warranty. It's not a 1080. It's very far away from being a 1080. Very, very far away. Just gonna get a window set up here actually. Okay, I'm still, yeah, RX 480. It is the fastest Polaris card in the world by a lot. Okay, Polaris wasn't benched that much, but it's a little bit like the 1800X right here, but 125 euro. No. Way too much. I'm talking like 50 euro for a kit. I was looking at kits that were 4x4, like 2400 bin E-die or whatever, and it was like 70 Aussie dollars. So that's the regions I'm sort of looking at. Okay, so where's my O1 image? Where's my O1 image? April 2019. Yes, that's it. So I'm sad this card isn't in Country Cup. I'll talk about Country Cup later, but I'm sad it's not in Country Cup. Whoa, what's wrong with my internet? Gonna wait for it to calm down. Hopefully it does. Oh yeah, that looks kind of acceptable. Yeah, I'm sort of sad this is not in Country Cup. I even saved the Magic Mount, the 2 gigahertz. This is the first card in the world that did 2 gigahertz GPU Pi. And it's just got the same mount on it. And I didn't even push the card that hard. I just wanted to get gold. It's not in Country Cup. It's definitely not relevant for any of the stages. But I'm going to bench it again. The problem is I was waiting for 7900X to come back from Intel RMA, and yeah, it was a little bit weird. It took a long time to get it through. They initially said they had no stock, which is something I hear all the time from free people RMAing 9900Ks, 8700Ks. Oh, it's so popular, we don't have any stock. And they said that for me too, and I said, okay, give me a 9820X because that's got less cache or something. It's like, it's weird. In the 9000 series for Skylake X, they basically released two 10 cores, so a 9900X and a 9820X. And the lower end queue actually has a lower recommended retail price than the 7900X had at launch. So I was like, okay, all I want is a 10 core that will fit my motherboard. I don't care if it's a 7900X, a 9820X, a 9900X. whatever. And they initially said that they would give me a 9820X, which it's soldered, so that I would be happy with that. But what the hell is going on with my internet? That's what I say. They told me they'd give me that, but in the end they gave me 7900X. Mine. Why is my internet fucking up? Okay, well, it's great having a new camera and then not being able to push enough video out to make it actually worthwhile. It's really hot here, guys. It's only the beginning of the summer. It's like, in European terms, it's probably like March or April now. That part of the spring, but it's already really hot. Okay, so my next part of the show and tell. Can anyone guess what this is? I'd be really, really impressed if somebody knew what this is, because this is how it's packaged. This is how it arrives in your front door. I'm gonna wait for chat to catch up. Maybe I should start giving clues about what exactly is in there. Okay, let's see if I can give clues that aren't a dead giveaway. Okay, so here we go. Here's one part. You have an unfair advantage. Okay, yeah. Don't participate. Here's the first part. So it's a micro USB cable. All right. Let's see if I can give you another clue that's not a dead giveaway. Okay, so here we've got little spacers and little sort of solderable headers and things. I'm gonna keep giving clues until somebody actually thinks of what it is, actually guesses it. Okay. Here we've got a header that says ASRock. A ribbon cable, a really, really colorful, like borderline gay pride ribbon cable. Another one that says Asus. Oh, you guessed it. Another OEM MSI. Some more colorful cabling that's just loose, with sort of like loose contacts on the end. Okay, last clue I can give you. What is this? This is like a little header again. So it's got 8 pins on the bottom, 8 pins on the top. Yes, it is. It's an EVC2. Well done, Tantaketa. Right. So I'm excited. The shipping cost to Australia for this kind of stuff is usually Raspberry Pi LN2. Also a good guess. Shipping costs are usually really, really high for this kind of stuff, but I think John, the guy, well, his online nickname is Elmore, the guy who used to work for Asus ROG. He's just really like reasonable about these kind of things, you know. So I think it cost me like 40 Australian dollars landed, maybe a little bit more than that, like 40 or $50, which maybe for some people sounds kind of high, but in Australia everything is really expensive, so this is actually decent, as I'm trying to get it out of the packaging. You're a huge Elmore fan. just because of the support he's given you on beta biases and stuff, or any particular reason? So this is where my macro lens would come in handy, but I don't have that set up today yet. You still get a better view than you used to get, I think. I think that's fair enough saying that. Yeah, so there's not much to it. It's just power delivery and lots of headers and just good software. I haven't been able to try it out yet, but there's a few GPUs I own that I I think I'll be able to get voltage control on. I don't really care too much about, all the advanced sort of stuff. But what I care about is being able to take a card cold and having enough voltage, basically. So my 1080, which I guess right now is not supported here, but my 1080 HOF is limited to 1.3 volts, which is a big deal because I missed out on GPU Pi first because I didn't have enough volts. And yeah, so I'm excited. I also have a 970 Strix that is actually Country Cup relevant and has 0 voltage control basically, and I hope I can get it working with this. Yeah, I know it's not synced. I know it's a little bit out of sync. It's one thing I forgot. So Tantaketa, I have a new camera, and I also moved around my entire bench room. If it really annoys you, maybe I can fix it live on stream. Shame on me. So my bench setup, really easy explanation of what my bench setup used to be. It used to be chillers and open bench table to my right with the third screen, and then basically nothing to my left. And it just really bugged me that I could never see the postcode on stuff because so many boards have the postcode in the top right corner of the PCB. So if the bench table is to the right of me, then basically CPU pod or CPU cooler is in the way and I can never see the postcode. I can put up a postcode cam. What am I gonna do? Oh, do some dice benching, obviously. I can put up a postcode cam, but I don't always have the space for that. I don't always have the time to set it up. So now I can see the postcode, and I prefer the boards with the postcode on the bottom edge of the PCB, and then I can see it from either side, but those are few and far between. I think my ASRock likes to do it. Lame beginner stuff. Okay, so you're going to do LN2 or helium? But Asus is or Asus as we like to call them, they're really well known for just always having it in the top right hand corner of the PCB. Okay, so has my restore finished? I didn't even start it. That's a good start. Okay, so I'm just getting an OS ready. Fuck, it's hot here. I'm glad I have a beer to keep me cold. By the way, my backup software is Macrium Reflect. Which I really like. Advanced audio properties. So let's see. Let's add a delay here. Sync offset. Let's try 100 milliseconds. Okay, time to tell me when it's in sync. So now, I'm just looking at it myself. I think 100 milliseconds is not enough. Let's try 200. How about now? Still not in sync? I think it's getting better, but Nearly. Okay, let's try 300. Okay, so this is 300 milliseconds. Seems like it's getting better. Yeah, I think that's close enough. Plus 50. Okay. We have some demanding customers here. But it's okay. This is the test stream. Okay, so this is plus 350 now. Yeah, I think that's probably as close as it's gonna get today. I'm gonna now that I have everything set up, um, not everything. I'm still missing a screen and a camera, but most of the stuff. It was just it's so much work moving two chillers from one side of the desk to the other, moving the desk, putting in um, audio like speakers and stuff. But anyway, I shouldn't complain. I love this shit. All right, still restoring, still restoring. Um, so the other thing that's missing right now is that a big mini me. I don't know what you're talking about. I was gonna say, oh, talking about Raspberry Pis, I do have a Raspberry Pi as well. Crying. No, I never complain. I only complain when my CPUs don't do 7 gigahertz. So I don't know which model this is. This is an older model. This is like a Raspberry Pi 2 Model B or something. I wanted to use it for audio streaming, but maybe now it's going to be used for other stuff as well, like benching related stuff. But yeah, I'd like to hear people's opinions of what do you think about like music on stream. So restore is nearly done, but I should probably dial in some RAM settings, eh? That would be a good start. Alright. Let's see. Let's actually do some overclocking. Yay. So yeah, I have some streaming related stuff. Pi-hole is a common use. What's Pi-hole? Never even heard of it. Okay. I might want to flash. I might actually want to flash the new BIOS here. You know what I really like about ASRock? I flashed like 5 versions later for my streaming rig. I flashed a BIOS that was 5 versions later, and you still hold on to the BIOS profiles. It's amazing. I still had LN2 profiles on there from like 2 years ago almost. And on Aces, you just lose everything, even if you just go one version newer. So I'm on 2102 here, but 2203 is out. So I'll just see if it really fucks with MemOC or something. I'll just flash back. But I think it's worth going to the latest BIOS before we do any of this stuff. Hello, USB port. Where are you? There we go. I could make a joke here, but I won't. Okay, so our restore is done. That's a good start. Oh, let's also download the latest Intel drivers. Yeah. I spent like 3 hours getting my streaming setup ready, so I didn't do any overclocking related preparations. But please, if you are doing any sort of benching yourselves, please let me know about it. Share your thoughts. Intel graphics driver for Windows 7. Yes, that's what I want. I'm glad I still have Windows 7 support, because 3 Mark 01 on Windows 10, it just feels wrong. What's the difference between these downloads? Oh, 64-bit is bigger, obviously. Okay. Mystery solved. Mystery solved. Hey, keep hating. How are you doing? I don't really like my chat box placement. That's better. Okay. Almost there. This is Hayden, to keep you up to speed. Nothing has happened so far. So we are now at what? An uptime of 51 minutes and 44 seconds, and you have missed nothing. Isn't that great? I was just waiting for you to come around, actually. That's the reason that we've not progressed benching wise. As I always strive to give you the most riveting streaming content here, I'm actually going to update the BIOS on stream, live on stream here. I think that's the first. Let me know if someone else has done it before, but I think this is the world first you're about to witness here. All right. I do want to read this file, of course. Why wouldn't I want to read this file? That gives us a chance to copy over our drivers. -3 in, I guess, what, you're in the Midwest, right? So maybe that sort of makes sense. But it's like, what's the weather now? It is 10 o'clock at night and it's 20 degrees outside. And we've had this thing in Sydney this week where maybe I need to get a desk fan or something. We've had this thing where there was this high particulate count in the air, centigrade. There's bushfires around here, so there's this thing called basically particles less than 2.5 microns in size or something are really dangerous for you because they're able to get to the very smallest bits of your lungs. And we've had an insanely high count this week because of the bushfires. So it's not been pleasant. It's like walking around in smog. It's not been great at all. Been trying to avoid going outside, but then of course, if you don't have AC, I don't have AC. You kind of want to open your your balcony window and all that kind of stuff. And those particles are so small that they get through any fly grade or whatever you have. So yeah, I've probably knocked a few years off my life, but that's how it works. X58, 7350K, and 7740X. Where did you get the 77040X from? Is it an ES or is it a pre-bend? Because they vary a lot. I'm assuming you're going for 2-core and 4-core globals there. But yeah, good luck with that. Are you gonna participate in Country Cup? Hayden? Keep Hayden? Hello. Oh, that took a while. Oh, I just saw that Unsolicited has a founder badge. I wonder how that is even like given out. No offense, but I don't remember you being there at the beginning of my stream, so I don't know, but I know that it's a new feature of Twitch, so they're probably still working it out. I would have thought that like it would be people who've been there since the beginning, but that's Country Cup. You're super excited. Well, you know, I'm glad you're so optimistic that you're excited to come in second. You asked even dumber questions back then. Nice. Well, we all have to start somewhere, right? Okay. So let's see if we can get our OS going. Sure that the CPU fan is correctly installed. All right. Fair enough. I'm starting to hate modular power supplies actually because I spent a lot of time this week trying to find the right cables. Third. I like it. Okay, Germany. Let's see what you've got. And you know, just winning the BCLK and the PyFast stages isn't enough for second. All right, so if you think you can just win, you can get second with just PyFast and a BCLK. I don't think that's the situation. I don't care about the fan speed. Okay, that's the start. Conceding those two stages. No, I'm just saying that all I'm really saying is it's really easy, right? All I'm saying is we're not Australia is not dead set on winning every single stage because you know, you've got to give everyone else something to write home about, you know? And I just how do I put this? I just want to acknowledge the fact that the amount of 1366 bidding that has been done in Germany and Austria, I think you all know, well, many of you know who I'm talking about, means that it's not completely guaranteed that Australia wins that stage. Just because, you know, when you get outbinned, it doesn't really matter what else you do. That just means you got outbinned, you know? So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say on the subject, I think. And BCLK, well, hardware availability in Australia has never been as good as in other places. So BCLK is in a lot of ways mostly a hardware availability stage this year. So again, it wouldn't surprise me if we just get outdone from a hardware availability point of view. Ooh, what's up with this? This really annoys me. I don't know if that's better or worse. Probably worse. Hi, Palzin. We're once again experiencing technical difficulties. Oh, I know what's up. I know what's up. Oh, we can't select. Okay, let's actually just stop fucking around here and install the graphics driver first. The only thing is the USB for USB. With the rig to the left of me, the USB is obviously the other side of the rig, so that's a bit of a pain. New stream tools, yeah, like Facecam, which people are probably sick of seeing by now already. New streaming rig, so the new streaming rig, I think it's, yeah, there we go, that's the streaming rig. Yeah, so new cams, new capture card, new layout, like new my team. I've rearranged my room, that sort of thing. Oh, now I know why I never used this monitor for streaming before, because it has 16:10 aspect ratio. Okay, gotta remember that. Like I've said, I mean, the computer doesn't meet the minimum. What? Is this a 32-bit install or something? The hell? No, it is 64-bit. Okay, so let's do a normal startup. Like, okay, so I mean, you don't get points for Country Cup anyway, so it's down to everyone to a coin 900 KS. It's down to everyone to sort of seek their own kind of nirvana in Country Cup, because there's no points, basically. I mean, there's seasonal points, but they expire a day after they're given, so you know, what's the point? So I'm not going to judge anybody for doing whatever they want, but all I'll say is you can have the 775 and the 1366 stage. We'll just win the other 12. That's all I'm saying. And we'll probably win them quite handily, to be honest. Sync all cores. Let's go 42. So this is iGPU. And this is technically binning for Country Cup, because this iGPU is relevant. Woohoo. 3 Mark 11. You're really going to freeze, what is it? You're going to freeze FX 4 times over with cold GPU? Are you really going to 3-pot 4 different sets of cards? Are you going to find two 2080 Ti's and freeze them? Is that what Germany is really going to do? I highly doubt it for some reason. But that's just me. Please install. It is supported. What are you even talking about? How is it not supported? The fuck? Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't we? LN2 is cheapest chips here. Yeah, let's see if it's just Windows installer. Okay, that would do it. I take it back, Intel. You're totally right by saying you're not supported, because if the Windows installer service isn't on, then yeah, that's kind of a problem. I mean, we've got plenty of people. We've got plenty of LN2. Why not freeze the GPUs? So yeah, US you can have one of 775 or 1366. Germany you can take the other one, and then we'll just win the other 12 stages. How about that? Fuck. Is it looking for audio or something? Okay, I'll have to restore my generic 3D. This was optimized for HT 7970, which for some reason iGPU doesn't like. Well, that's okay. I've got plenty of images. And plenty of time too, realistically. All right. Let's pull up the comp page while we're waiting. Well, first I have to restore my image. Hopefully my battery lasts. I had this problem where I ordered 2 different AC power adapters for my camera. Both of them coming from, you know, the place that sells all the cheap electronics. I'm not going to mention the name of the country, but I think you know which one I'm talking about. I don't want to bad mouth it, but yeah, both of them have either gotten lost in the post, or I don't know, something weird has gone on. Webcam. It's all it's all in this list. I have 5 different cameras, so they're all listed in this. So Country Cup, has anyone actually put up any scores yet? Oh, Italy is first. Nice. They're not going to win, but you know, always nice to have people subbing stuff. Oh, and the US. What kind of scores have they put up? Oh, HiRobot X265. Fair enough. And someone put up a BCLK score already. Oh, keep hating. Here we go. Rampage 3, 212 megahertz. Nice. So what do people think about the stages? It was my idea. It's all my fault. I take full responsibility. I put up a thread months ago saying I thought it would be a cool idea to take one stage from each of the last 10 years, because it's the 10th anniversary, or 9 years, whatever it is. I think it might be the 10th Country Cup and the 10th year, or is it the 11th Country Cup and the 10th year? I don't know, something like that. Anyway, it's in terms of calendar years, it's the 10th anniversary of Country Cup. So I put up a thread. Well, partly the idea was Bilko's. It was a joint thing, but anyway, yeah. So I said, you know, why not have a stage from each of the past 10 years Country Cups? And they basically implemented it. Some stuff got swapped around. Sad there's no GPU pie. Yes, the non 3D 3D bench is the only one you can compete in, is it? Look, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I like the fact that Bloomfield is getting a comp stage. I think it's a it's an architecture that's been neglected almost as much as Socket LGA 1156. Obviously, DNAB W Prime 1024. I'm calling it right now. Australia 100% is winning that stage. We have kick-ass AM3 chips. The Super Pi with the locked multi, again, a really cool stage back in the day. Hyrobot, I mean, AMD Tri and 5 cores are so close to my heart, so that stage is just amazing. Single core for 1080p is going to be tough, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Ref clock is a repeat from last year, so I'm a bit neutral about that. Single core is interesting to have in a comp, especially with Ryzen 3rd gen. Y Cruncher was a request of a teammate of mine, so I'm happy for him. 3 Mark 06, 5 scores on the different platforms. That's really cool to have AGP, PCIe, PCI, hybrid, and integrated. That's going to be such an interesting stage. I can't wait to. I don't know if I'm going to be benching it myself, but I can't wait to either bench it or watch someone bench it, because it'll be so interesting trying to get these old GPUs running. It's just when I went through every single stage of the last 10 years, and that was one stage that I was hoping would be picked, and it got picked, so I'm really glad. 3 Mac 11 Crossfire, always nice to see that, to see a stage which is not just single GPU. Even though I'm a bit sad that there's no flat out 3D stage. That would be really nice, like a one sub, as many cards as you want, whatever CPU you want. A 3D stage would be nice. 3 Mac 01 on integrated, I'll certainly be benching that. That'll be really interesting. Cadzilla 576, probably just picked because it's obscure and because it's the past stage. Like Cadzilla is basically a benchmark that's completely fallen out of favor. But yeah, okay. I mean, makes sense. Cloudgate, I've got a lot of those GPUs, so I'm happy about that. Skydiver is interesting because it's CPU limited, and then we've got another dual GPU stage, which we already had last year, but I don't mind that. Yeah, Cadzilla is a little bit of an issue. Not gonna lie, as my internet is taking a crap again, as it usually does. So, what else can we talk about? I have to do a little bit of a shameless self-plug here, which is the new Thuban records. As so often happens, I was doing a little bit of binning with the last bit of my last year, and it really ended up very, very interesting, because I took all the single core records for Thuban being the 6 core AM3 platform. The hell. What's up with that? I think Hyrobot sometimes has DNS issues, because if you click on something directly it works, but if you sort of have like a minified sort of like link or something. So yeah, so this was the previous record for 32M, was by Chu from July 2010. So it's you know, going on a 10-year record, 10-year old record. So 920 RAM. Um, not much else I can. It's the UD7, but this whole thing about everyone talking about the UD7 being more efficient for 32M than the Crosshair 4 Extreme, I'm not really that sure about anymore. I really am not. Because as you can see, won't try and pull them up side by side, but well, that's the 1M. I don't know. They need to pay for better servers, these guys. They really do. So 920 and this is Chu's result with 4.6 on core, about 6.6 core, and just your typical hyper timings. And here's my record, my results. I'm actually only at 910 for the RAM. With actually, this was just the first run. I wanted to just finish it to make sure I could pass at that core and that encore with 4.8 encore, but it passed and it was fast enough. So it was really interesting to see. And so I'm lower on core and RAM and higher on encore. And usually encore doesn't scale that high. So I'm really surprised that the Crosshair 4 was able to keep up with that. Yeah, so I was delighted. That's my top hardware points score so far at 57. And then obviously then 1M, and well, the fun thing about 1M is just that it was at 6.8. So this chip is completely crazy. It was the fourth Thuban I binned, unlocked Thuban that I binned. And as my internet just falls apart. I don't know. I need to like complain to my ISP or something. This is just not great. Yeah, so Turbo V is in here. So at 1.85, which I don't consider a high voltage at all. I've done 1M runs at 1.925 and I still had scaling. So to do 6.8, and actually the chip validated 6.95, so I wouldn't be surprised if 6.9 passes as well. So just crazy stuff, really crazy stuff. So that was that. High fast as well. I'm trying to remember what else I did on this fill of LN2. I did the RX 480. I did Thuban. I did a little bit of Phenom 965 Black Edition binning, but that's just, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to find a good one there. I think I've gone through about 7, which is a lot for me. But just not getting there at all. What are some recent scores? Actually, I really haven't been keeping up at all. So, oh, someone subbed. Let me guess. Someone subbed GPU Pi 3.3 as 3.2 because that's on air. Yes, thank you, Shar. Ooh, what's their burner doing? Parody account. Oh, he's actually doing dice. White Shark or Tanta, do you know this guy? He's in Germany. You could try and rope him into some country cup benching. Oh, we've got Rave on the chat. Hi, Rave. I hate these really high resolution results. So what's this person at? Plus 230 core doesn't seem like a lot, but maybe it's a lot for Tesla. Ooh, it's missing is it missing GPU Z? It's missing GPU Z. It's It's a dice result and it's missing GPU Z. That's slightly unfortunate. Well, we've also had the 6 gigahertz memory results. Those were interesting. Yeah, otherwise not seeing that much coming out. Someone's benching 9800 GTX Plus. I got one of those cards in, but it's dead on arrival, so I'll have to return that, which is a little bit unfortunate. Not doing Vantage. Also not a valid screenshot because it's downclocked. 1200. This restore is taking forever. Let's have a look at this DDR world record while we're waiting. Don't know who the guy on the left is. Oh, isn't that Phil? Maybe yes. It's OGS Stavros. They're both Greek, but Stavros on the right, who mainly benches on the Open Gaming System account. But then is the one on the left Phil? Because it's technically a shared account. But the second guy is way less active. I wonder, do they give any... Okay, so it's done live. Yeah, I don't think you have to wear face protection to fill LN2. I used to get LN2 from a different supplier, and they let me fill my own dewars, and even like attach the hose and everything. And yeah, I've gotten like mild sort of burns on my hands before from it. So the gloves are something thick on your hands is definitely advisable. But I don't think you need that face mask, especially when he's already wearing glasses. So it's not going to go in his eyeballs. Legs bare, awesome. Yeah, of course. TRCD scales negatively. Not sure what that means. So yeah, we've actually got three 6K results now. Are they all on Ryzen? Everyone's using the one chiplet, or is it one CCX? I think it's one chiplet. Everyone's using the one chiplet Ryzen's. I wonder, that must mean something. Oh, so there is one Intel 6K result out right now. Fair enough. Vega Frontier Edition, like on cold. Fair enough. Hey Black Cat, yes. Ground is not in the chat, but I'm gonna give him a shout out anyway. Ground, you better bench this stage. We want competition on this stage. Last year, you begged for a BCLK stage, and then you did fuck all for the stage. Don't come requesting stages if you don't bench them. I'm gonna bench like, it's 14 stages, so it's hard to bench everything, but I'm gonna bench like 8+ stages on cold this year. And I requested them, so you know. On water. Yeah, give him hell on Bloomfield. If Germany doesn't come first or second in the stage, they've gonna. It's like that scene in Star Wars. They've got to rethink their lives, you know. give up the death sticks and do something else, you know, because clearly if you've you know 775, 1156, and 1366 are their home territory. So I'm expecting big things, is all I'm saying. Restore 94% complete. Nice. Now let's go back to the competitions. Just for a little bit. What is another interesting stage? Can anyone tell me what the quad core is going to be on this stage on X265? Give us your best guesses. What do you think is a good quad core to run on an AMD only X265 stage? Yay, my restore has completed. I'm still waiting for an answer, by the way. All right. 3400G. Is that your final answer? Are you confident about that? I'm not going to help the enemy here. So unsolicited, what team would you bench for? Where are you based, or where are you from? Let's up our RAM a little bit, because I feel a bit embarrassed by what's been going on so far. I mean, if let's face it, if I actually had a sense of embarrassment, I wouldn't be streaming anymore. But I'm a little bit embarrassed nonetheless. 2933 at 1.5. I mean, for Country Cup, it's country based, so it would be the US. Okay, let's boot. And install a graphics driver. Oh, nice. So much crap on the screen. Maybe I should do a DDU. Maybe DDU is the way to go. But Country Cup is so many submissions. It just depends. All you really need is the right hardware, basically. What's happened to my postcode? Oop. And why is it not rebooting? Yeah, this sort of shit should never happen on the stream, but hopefully you'll forgive me. So much crazy shit happens in Country Cup. Like last year, a lot of our Cinebench 15 subs, Australia subs, got pulled. So yeah, because they were on the wrong OS. Standard VGA graphics driver, that sounds about right. All clean. So 1.5 hours into the stream, we may be about to actually bench something. I'm excited. Are you excited? Please don't give me the incompatible OS message again. Ah, for God's sake. Is it about MaxMem or something? Like, what could it possibly even be complaining about? Oh, maybe it is MaxMem. All right, let's remove MaxMem. Ugh. Oh, it's delete value, isn't it? It's delete value and remove memory, not remove value and delete that memory. There we go. Okay, so I guess it sort of makes sense when you're trying to install iGPU graphics drivers that it wants a certain amount of system memory. Yeah, League is the head moderator of HardwareBot. So, do we have 16 gigabytes? Oh yes. No, it's only. Let's do it. I'm excited. How could it not meet the minimum requirements? I don't get it. Okay, let's install like all the Visual Cs. Maybe it needs .NET or something. Oh, I see. Okay, so there's some sort of a trick involved. Yeah, you actually download the Windows 10 zip apparently, and then you sort of do like a right click thing. Well, that's unfortunate. Hey Nat, I'm good, but the benching is not going great and my internet is shit. So that's a bit unfortunate. All right, let's do some, I don't know. I don't know what to do. The driver won't download in time, and it's telling me 17 minutes to download the driver. At that point, I can probably restore a Windows 10 image. So the last time they supported Windows 7 was 4th gen, apparently, which is just crazy to think about. All right. By the looks of things, I'll have to end the stream here. The stream is like art. Well, at least the new camera works, but I don't know what's going on with my internet. This is just crazy. This is really crazy. I'm getting this more and more now, and they're doing maintenance in my area. I used to have such, and the problem is too that the frustrating part is that my internet used to be so good. It used to be like the strongest link in the chain. All my other part of my streaming setup was really bad. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. My new streaming rig, my new streaming camera are working well. So I'm happy about that. But I mean, I'm not going to sit here for half an hour with bad internet waiting for making it all worse by by downloading a driver over the bad internet. So that's a bit of a shame that I have to end the stream now. Just getting good, really. But I didn't stream last week, so I'll probably do another stream this week to sort of catch up. And just as my capture card crashes. Yay, okay. Don't know what happened there. Uh, it's probably a sign. It is probably a sign to just pack it in, which I'm really reluctant to do, but I don't see any other way. I mean, I could restart my router or something. Maybe that helps. But yeah, I think I'll just leave it there. I'm just sweating my ass off here, so until next time, with hopefully an even more elaborate setup with more cameras. I mean, tonight I had 2 cameras, well, 3 cameras, but I'd like to maybe like, yeah, glad to see you on the chat too. I mean, there was literally my streams have very, very, very little benching content sometimes, but there was literally no benching content tonight. So I've really outdone myself in that sense. Um, but it was always going to be just a test stream, which is fine. I might grab some of my favorite cards next time and just have them stacked up on my table ready to go. So as like filler, I can just get my macro camera out and like show you different parts of the PCB and stuff, because I do like to do this show and tell thing. And previously with just using a some sort of a webcam, it just didn't work as well. All right, I'll stop blabbing now. Good night. See you next time. Hopefully in like 2 or 3 days.